Hello, this is Cotton Stoops, and basically, we're going to be doing a short analysis on the type charts for Tales of Tanorio. First off, there is one thing that I do want to say, and that is basically you can't judge a metagame off of a few types and a few charts and stuff like that. Obviously, the metagame is going to be shifted and based on what are the actual creatures in the metagame. First off, let's give a cool big example. It looks like Dragon type is going to be a great defensive typing, and Dragon types will dominate the metagame. As if you see right here, it has some pretty good resistances along with the Metal type also having pretty good resistances. So based on this type chart alone, it looks like Dragon or Metal types are going to be the best quote-unquote creatures that are just going to be soaking hits from multiple types at a time. However, if anyone has known, then that won't be the base fact for what makes a creature good or not. Sure, typings make a pretty good case for a creature, but what's even more better is the base stats, the move pool, and much more attributes coming from the metagame, like what's common and what's uncommon. So it's really impossible, but on like predicting metagame and saying what is definitively the best type. But we can of course analyze each one. Obviously, defensively, like I said, based on the type chart, it looks like Dragon or Metal types are going to be the best defensive stuff in order to shrug off hits from most of the typings in the game. Another good honorable mention is Poison type, as it does resist 5 stuff and only get hits by 2 super effective typings. As for Fire types, also resists a lot of stuff as well. Gem resists 5 and not enough 6, and I guess it's kind of even in the what it can get hit super effectively. And if you really want to look at what's offensively, they're all pretty even, I'd say, but I think what strikes me the most is Gem, because it can hit 5 stuff super effectively, and it can only be resisted by Gem itself and Earth, which most likely Gem types are going to get coverage for their Gem counterparts, so that immediately isn't a big of a problem. Poison type looks to be a pretty bad offensive typing, just solely on the stuff it can hit. It can only hit 2 typing super effectively, and 4 other typings resist it, so that's not really great there. Normal typing is also pretty bad. Ghost is immune to you, and Gem and Metal, they resist you, so not looking great for normal typing. As for Grass typing, it also looks like to be a pretty bad offensive typing. So much stuff resists you, but you do have the ability to hit super effectively Earth, Gem, and Water, so I guess there's that. And I don't really want to go down the list because, of course, you can all look at by yourselves. If you want the full image, it will be linked down below. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say on that. Light typing also be looking pretty great here, only being able to get resisted by Grass, which is obviously pretty good. I never really liked the Grass type being immune to Light in Lumi Legacy, because Light is technically a form of heat. I probably don't want to go into the scientifics of it, but obviously light can hurt plants. Plants can get dried up by light, so makes sense to be resisted, and otherwise it wouldn't be super effective either, because most plants on our earth do absorb light. So there you go. And then Earth typing also resists light, which I'm kind of skeptical on, but I guess it does make sense considerably. If you show light onto Earth, Earth really isn't affected unless the type of light is so strong that it just breaks through that. Makes sense. Light and Ghost and being super effective against Ghost and Dark, that's pretty obvious, so there you go. And I think just to talk about the Metal and Dragon types before I end off the video, they look pretty balanced. Dragon type gets to hit most stuff neutrally, which isn't a bad thing, but you can only hit other Dragon types super effectively, and Light types of course resist you. So it looks to be pretty decent on the defensive side of things, but overall offense just doesn't look great. Metal type, another good type that I said that has good defensive niches, but overall, you have Jam and Ice being hit super effectively by you, and then Light and Fury, and then you can only hit, and then three other types also resist you naturally. So that goes against Metal, but overall Metal still looks to be pretty decent overall. It has more resistances and can hit more stuff than Dragon. So if I were to get something out of this list, then I'd say that Metal is the best typing for hitting stuff super effectively or just defensive niches. It has the best attributes of offense and defense. And if I were to give a award to a best offensive type, then I guess I'd say there's not really much of a competition because most of the stuff are pretty even out, but Gem has a pretty good super effective to resistant ratio. Obviously, poison type, probably the worst offensive typing. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can really say because at the end of the day, I can't really say much on this because you can't predict the metagame with typings alone. So yeah, this is Cotton Stoops signing off to remind you that Zulong is still a dumpster fire.